Hi everyone, in this quick Ionic 5 tutorial, we will create an Ionic Calculator app Angular that runs on Android or iOS device. We will use a dark theme for this Ionic Calculator appearance, at least similar to the built-in iOS Calculator app. The feature of this calculator app is a basic feature that only has basic calculation operators. This tutorial divided into several steps. Step number 1. Create a new Ionic 5 app. Step number 2. Create the required calculator functions. Step number 3. Implementing the UI UX of the calculator. Step number 4. Run and test the Ionic Calculator app to the device. The following tools, frameworks, libraries, and modules are required for this tutorial: Node.js, Ionic 5, Ionic CLI, Angular, Cordova, Terminal or Node command line, and text editor or IDE. We are using VS Code. Let's get started to the main steps. Step number 1. Create a new Ionic 5 app. We will use Ionic CLI to create or generate the Ionic 5 app. For that, we need to install or update the Ionic CLI to the latest version. Before that, make sure you have installed Node.js and npm. To check the installed Node.js and npm, type these commands from the terminal or Node command line. That's the versions that we are currently using right now. To install or update Ionic CLI, type this command. Now we have these versions of Ionic CLI 6. Next, create a new Ionic 5 app by type this command. Select Angular as the frameworks for this Ionic app. Then skip the additional capacitor by choosing N because we will use Cordova. If you have these questions, just choose N. Next, go to the newly created Ionic 5 app, then run this new Ionic 5 app for the first time. If there's a question to install Ionic Lab, just type Y to install it. If your browser opens this Ionic 5 app automatically and shows a blank Ionic app like this, then your Ionic 5 app is ready to develop. Step number 2. Create the required calculator functions. We will use an ugly way to build a calculator functionality. Start your IDE or text editor, then open this Ionic 5 app project. In VS Code, just type these commands from the terminal inside this Ionic 5 app project folder. First, check if the Ionic version is the latest version that we will use by opening package.json. Next, open and edit src app homepage.js. Then add these variables. These variables means display is the initial or displayed numbers. First file is a variable of results number or left operand. Operator is a variable to hold calculation operations. Divide, multiply, subtract, and addition. New cursor is a variable that checks if the operands in the left or right. EC is a variable that checks if the clean button is C or AC, and the is is a variable to check if the number contains comma or not by click comma button. Add the functions to handle click action of different buttons. As you see, there are some functions that handle different actions for each button. For operators, we are using add operator functions. Numbers, we are using add number functions. Comma, we are using add comma functions. And equals, use a calculation function. Also an actions to change plus or minus sign of the number and actions to clear variables that used by AC and C. Next, add the functions to add a comma to the displayed number. Next, add the functions to add the number to display. Next, add the functions to add a percent to the number. Next, add the functions to add a calculation operator. Next, add the functions to do a calculation. Step number 3. Implementing the UI UX of the calculator. Now is the time to implementing the previous functions to the view or UI UX of the calculator app. Open and edit is RC, app, home, homepage, HTML. Then replace all HTML tags with this. Next, make the UI UX looks better by open and edit src app home homepage as CSS. Then replace all CSS codes with this. Step number 4. Run and test the Ionic Calculator app to the device. To run this Ionic 5 app to the iOS device, first add the core of iOS platform by tap this command. Change the widget ID in the config XML to your bundle or package ID. We are using com Jamware Calculator. Next, remove and add again the iOS platform. Next, run this command to build to the iOS. Open the platform's iOS My App X workspace using Xcode. Then go to the build settings. Change the development team to your Apple development team account. Make sure iPhone or iOS device is connected, then click play button to run this Ionic 5 app to the iOS device. For Android, add the platform first. Then run to the connected Android devices. That's it. The Ionic 5 tutorial, create Ionic Calculator app, Angular. You can get the article and full source code link in the descriptions below. If you think this tutorial is useful, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.